Hello, welcome to the third Netgen webinar, 2017.9. The topic is tax bundle. I'm Ivo, and just before starting the topic, few information about me and Eddie. Who will be doing a demo today. So I'm a managing partner at Netgen, and Eddie is a tech lead at an easy expert at Netgen. And we are a web agency from Zagreb, mostly focusing on easy since 2004 and Symphony in last 4 years. And we are mostly doing work across EU. So this is very, very short, just to introduce ourselves. So quickly jumping to the topic, how it all started. It was actually quite long ago. It was end of 2010, and there was a pilot project together with Easy Systems and us. It was called Easy Tags. It was an extension for the legacy Easy. We call it now legacy. Back then it was version Easy published version 4 something. In Q1 2011 we released the first version of Easy Tags. In Q4 2012 we released Easy Tags 2 beta. And the main feature was multilingual support for tags. But then it kind of stayed in the beta quite a while because back then there was already this Easy Publish 5 initiative, and the new API was being built, and the Symphony was being introduced, etc. So we kind of stopped working on it for a while just to see what is going to happen. And then in 2014 we introduced a tax bundle version 1. So the tax bundle version 1 was the new field type for the new public API of Easy Publish 5, also with the tax service. But it was based on the Easy Tags first version, so it didn't have multilingual support back then, but it was a start. And in Q3 2015, we released the Tags Bundle 2, version 2, which also included Easy Tags extension, the legacy one as well, and it had the multilingual support. In Q4 2016. We estimated that to support the platform UI, which was just been released more than in 2016, we need a bit more work to support the field to support the interface for editing the field type, because we didn't have the interface. We just had the field type on the API level. So we decided to launch a crowdfunding campaign to support the platform UI, and we gathered some funds for it. The main contributors were Netmaking and Greater Stavanger from Norway, and roughly a dozen others. And in Q1 2017, we launched or released this support for the platform UI version 1. And that's roughly or quickly the history. It's quite a long history, and Easy Tags is, I think, one of the most, if not the most popular extension for Easy Publish in last 5-6 years. So what's all the fuss about? Just to add a bit of theory, taxonomy is a practice and science of classification. So the whole point of tagging or tags is about classification of content. And usually the taxonomic schemes are hierarchical in the nature. And that's quite important because we realize that we need tags to have a hierarchy. As opposed to some, let's say, flat tagging features that were already built in. So also regarding taxonomy types, you can roughly list three types of taxonomies. There is a closed one, so this is something that you predefine and then users just use it. You have an open one, which is mostly something that you let users to tag, which is much more open. It's called taxonomy in some cases. And there's a dynamic one, which is generating depending on the context. And tags bundle supports all three types in certain way, which is quite an important feature I will explain later. So compared to other features in Easy, we have location tree, which is, of course, the main hierarchy or how do you hierarchy of pages in Easy. But compared to location tree, Easy tags could be used as well for that. But let's say the location tree is okay for the main hierarchy, so you will have a location tree. But you cannot have you could have more location trees, but that's quite cumbersome for the editors. So usually it's just for main hierarchy. And in normal, let's say in usual use cases, you need more classification, more trees, etc. There are also content types in Easy, and they have no hierarchy, can be open, so it's very predefined, etc. And then we have several field types that are used for classification in Easy. We have a selection field type, which cannot be open. There is no hierarchy. And it's okay if you have really small, never-changing sets of classifications. There's object relation or object relations field type. There are two of them. One is for one relation and the other for many relation types. They can be open. Editors can add more classification, but it's just usually it's an overkill in those cases because you create a full-blown Easy object just to have one word. That's quite an overkill. So usually object relation is not really good for tagging or classification. And there's also the keyword field type, which was prior to Easy tags a default one for tagging, but it cannot be closed. There is no hierarchy, etc. So the tags bundle features, if you list them on a very high level, on a very high level, what you get from a tags bundle is an open and closed taxonomy system. So you can actually use the open and the closed one with the same system. Eddie will show it a bit later, what's the point, but the point is that you can allow users to add tags, but you can actually remove this option. So at certain points, the open one can be just switched to closed one, or vice versa. Tag hierarchy is similar to location tree, so you actually feel very similar to usual Easy editors. The tags are basically in a tree like locations. The tags are multilingual from version 2. We support fully multilingual tags. We have synonyms, which is quite important in large sets where you want to define that actually the USA is equal to United States of America. It's the same thing, it's just a different label. So synonyms are quite important in taxonomy schemes. We also have tag merging, which is quite useful because when you switch from open to close or vice versa, or if you just want to kind of maintain the taxonomy system, which was open. So if you have an open system and everybody is adding tags, you can actually merge tags, which means that you can, let's say, merge two tags which have the same label, but preserving all the links to the content. And that's quite important for large systems, again. Field editing in Easy Platform UI version 1 and Netgen Admin UI. We have this supported this year in Easy Platform UI version 1. This feature was crowdfunded, and Netgen Admin UI is something that is still using the legacy extension for the field editing. And we have the new management interface, which is also working in Easy Platform UI version 1 and the Admin UI. And we also have the tag service, which is the kind of an API for accessing tags. And there's also a REST API. That's quite a lot of features already built in. What is still missing is in Easy Platform UI, you cannot select the type of the tag input. This feature is still existing in the legacy Easy Tags extension, and therefore it works in the Netgen Admin UI, but it lacks in Easy Platform UI version 1 because it was just too difficult to implement it. So we are more or less waiting for the UI version 2 to implement this. The idea is that you can select different input feature, let's say the different input versions when a user adds tags. So it can be like a usual tagging, just an open field where you add tags, but it could be also a drop-down list, or it could be a multi-selection list, or it could be something custom. So this is something that still is missing in the platform UI. And we also don't have the suggestions. This feature we had before, and it still works in the legacy part. It's about suggesting tags based on the tags already entered. And this was using the facet features from Solar. And because a lot of things changed regarding Solar in the new Easy and Easy platform, we still didn't implement this in the Easy Platform UI. This is more or less it. Everything else is working in the tags bundle. What can you do with tags? So if you have keyword field types, you can replace them. And migration, we have migration scripts, so it's quite straightforward to just take all the keywords and push them to tags. You will get the hierarchy, you will get the management, the synonyms, the merging of tags, etc. This is all missing in the keyword field type. You can replace closed classification based on selection or object relation. So if you have these closed classification taxonomies, and if you need to move them to open, then you will need to change something like tags bundle. So you can do that. There is no script for it, so it could be a bit more work, but it's still doable. What I also mentioned before, you can change from open to closed system and vice versa, and even for each attribute or for each field. So one field in content could be open, the other one could be closed. So it's not let's say the open and closed system. It's not on a general level. It's based on per field level. It provides a better user experience for editors because it's simpler. It doesn't include creating of objects and publishing objects for creating tags, and the interface for inputting is also let's say a bit more modern regarding using Ajax principles, etc. It also has suggestions if you use the legacy part, so that the editors can be faster in tagging, etc. What you can also do is create dynamic pages based on tag content. So this is interesting because we have a view of the tags or for the tags. So /tag/view will generate, it has a controller, and it will generate a page which has its own template. So what you can do is easily put in that template whatever you want regarding how you want to list all the content which is related to that tag. It's quite useful for, like, say, portals or similar sites where you just want to a lot of dynamic pages based on the tag content. Also, which is quite important for us in recent years, is you can actually create what we call loose relations between content. And what I mean by that is that you don't need to have the other, let's say, the other side to make a relation. So as opposed to object relation. For object relation, you need to have two contents and two content objects, and then you can relate them or connect them. And for loose relating with tag, you actually don't need to have both sides. What you can do is you tag a content, and then in the future, when some other content is tagged as well, you actually have a relation between those two content objects. And this is quite interesting for a lot of use cases. For example, a use case is in a portal. For a portal, you can imagine a theme content. And a theme content is something that comes and goes, like it's, earthquake happens in Mexico or something like that. And then you have this theme, and you tag it, and everything which gets tagged by this same tag is then shown on that page. So as you can see, you can have you could relate content without making a direct relation between them. So this is more or less it, what I wanted to show. You can, of course, try it out. It's on our GitHub page for ages now, so you should definitely try it out if you didn't try it so far. What we can try to do now is a demo. I need to switch to Eddie. So let's try that. And then he will make a short demo. Let's see. Where are you, Eddie? I will also unmute him. Hi, Eddie.
Hi, everyone.
Let me try to make a host out of you. A second. Okay.
Okay.
So, can you share your screen?
I can try. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So the point of this demo is to show you the basic stuff that the interface of Netgen tags bundle allows you to do with the tags, as well as to show how the content object editing works both in the legacy stack via Netgen Admin UI and Easy Platform stack via Easy Platform UI. So Ivo already mentioned that we implemented this UI with crowdfunding support from the Easy community, and this interface is completely implemented in Symfony using all the Symfony best practices. So, and basically, there's no I would say weird features implemented in backend. It's all pretty much standard Symfony. So it uses the tags service to load tags and to store them and to work with them. It uses Symfony forms to edit the tags, and uses basically Symfony controllers and Twig templates to render the entire interface. What this allowed us to do is to create the interface that is completely generic. So this interface works without any backend modifications inside our own Netgen Admin UI, inside Easy Platform UI, and as well as working as a standalone UI. So this is what you get when you open the tags interface in Netgen admin UI. Once you open it with the tags/admin route without any site access, it will open a variant of the interface which can work as a standalone. And then you have and there you have the interface integrated in the platform UI as well. And both of these, or all three of these, work in exactly the same way without, as I already said, without any modifications in the backend code. So this admin interface provides all the features that are available in the tag service. So over here on the left-hand side, you have your tags tree, which you already mentioned. In the tags tree, you have some actions, some quick actions you can use without opening the tag. So those quick actions are just so you can work a little bit faster. Once you open the full view page of the tag, you have a couple of tabs which list the translations that the tag has, the tag synonyms, and all the content which is linked to this tag. This tab actually lists only the latest content, the 10 of the latest content objects, but if you click show all content related to a tag, you will get a separate separate page that lists all the content, and if there's too much content, this will display a paging. So basically this is a CRUD interface for the tags. You can edit the tag, you can add a translation or edit the existing one. I can change the keyword, I can change the remote ID, and then I can add another translation. And now all of these translations will be showed here in this tab. You can set any of these translations as a main translation, or you can check the checkbox which says use the main language if there is no prioritized translation. This is basically the same thing that is available with easy content. So easy content, every easy content has one of the translations selected as the main translation, which is used as a fallback when there's no translations inside the content that are specified in the site access configuration. So this basically works in the exactly same way. You can add a synonym to a tag. The synonym also can have a translation. So, for example, this is a synonym. And then the synonym, you can either edit it or delete it. The synonym cannot have subtags like the main tag can have, because basically they are the same thing in the system. You can merge a tag, as you already mentioned, with another tag. What this does is basically this takes all of the subtags which are below the tag you are merging and transfers them to the main tag you select here, and it takes all of the content which is related to the tag you are merging and transfers it to the main tag you select here. So let's merge conference to innovation, for example. And now you will see that the innovation has a subtag which was previously below the conference tag. Synonyms are lost. Synonyms are not merged because synonyms were synonyms of the conference. They are not synonyms of the innovation. But all of the content related to to the tag was transferred here to the innovation tag. If you find a tag that you think is a synonym of another tag, you can convert it to a synonym, and then you can say, okay, my main tag is also innovation. This will be a synonym, and then the innovation tag will get also the synonym you created. So basically, these are the basic operations you can do on a tag. You can do bulk moving of the tags, bulk copying of the tags, and bulk removing of the tags by selecting them in a tree. So you can move them below another tag. You can copy them below another tag, and that's basically it. So this is this is the administration interface of the tags, and now we can show. So Ivo mentioned that there are open and closed taxonomies in classification world, and that the tags bundle supports both of them. Well, how is this achieved? So this is achieved first of all by using standard easy permissions model. So when your editors can have access to some tags functions, to all of tags functions, so your editors can either edit the tags, add new tags, only remove them, only read them, and so on. So the list of the policies available is extensive. So you can allow your users and editors to add a tag, to add a synonym, to view the dashboard, that means view the administration interface, to delete the synonyms, to edit the tags and the synonyms, to merge them, to actually read them from the database, to use the search engine for the tags, and to use the front-end page that Ivo mentioned, /tags/view. So basically, if you want a closed classification of tags, you will just deny your users tags/add policy, and if you want the open one, you can allow adding new tags. So that's one part of the story, and the second part of the story is configuring a field in a content class. So once you open, for example, a content type which has easy tags field, then you can do something that's called limit by tags subtree. So for this tags field, with this option, I will limit that only innovation tag and all of the subtags could be added to this field, effectively closing down the subset of tags that you can use. And together with denying the add permission of easy, you can create a closed taxonomy. If you remove this option, so if you clear it out and if you add add permission, you basically create open taxonomy. You can also set the maximum number of tags which are allowed in a field in the content, and you can use an edit view different from the default one. This is the thing that Ivo mentioned that works in legacy but doesn't work in the new stack. So the default view is just an autocomplete of the tags. Select view is mostly used when you have a limit by tag subtree. So when you select a limit, for example, innovation, all of the tags below innovation will be shown in a selection box, which you can use to select a tag. And the tree view is something contributed by Mugo, and it basically shows the entire tree of the tags when you edit the field, which you can click and then add tags to the field by clicking. So that's all for the content class. And when you edit the tag, when you edit the content with the tags field, you get the pretty much standard interface for editing the tags, which hasn't basically changed since 2010. So you can use autocomplete to add some tags. Once you add a couple of tags, you can drag and drop them. I don't think, okay, so you can drag and drop them around. You can remove tags. Suggested tags are dependent on Solar being enabled in the background, but I don't have it at the moment set up, so this doesn't work. And when you publish, you get the list of tags listed here in the full view. So here they are. So in the platform UI, you also have the interface to edit the tags in the content. It looks basically the same. It's a rewrite of the legacy field type, but as Ivo mentioned, it misses the tag suggestions and it misses the edit views. So you can select an edit view in the content type configuration, but it will not apply here. Hopefully this will be remedied in Easy Platform UI version 2. So this again looks pretty much the same. You can also reorder by drag and dropping. You can remove, and that's it. So Ivo, I think that this is pretty much everything I have to cover. Do you think there's something more to show? Ivo?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was more or less what I also wanted to show. Okay, regarding, I think I have one more slide, so I can try to show it and to finalize it, and then have some room for questions. Just a second. Let us see. Okay. So that was the demo. The future, we will support Easy Platform version 2 once it's released. So this is, we are in a waiting mode for that. And we'll work on the missing features, of course, then. And we also recognize an issue for a while now, that if you do some changes in the tag, like merging or deleting or converting or whatever, we need to do the reindexing of content, but we cannot do it synchronously because it might involve a lot of objects. So we need to do it in some asynchronous way. And it's better that this is handled in some sort of way with the CMS, so that we can just invoke some asynchronous mechanism to reindex all, or better, partial index, or just for the content which was tagged with a certain tag or something like that. But that's more or less it. Okay. Yeah, you have a chat feature, so if you have any questions, please write it down. If you have any questions, let's see the chat control. Okay. Oh, we have a great webinar. Okay. Any questions? David? Or it seems like we covered everything and everything is clear? Seems that I will give a half a minute more, maybe if someone has some question. But and Eddie, do you think you would add something?
No, nothing much, I think.
You don't have questions, right?
No, I don't have questions.
Okay, looks like no questions. We might be too good.
It's a good sign or a bad sign?
Yeah, that's a question. Okay, thanks everybody for joining. Aha.
Oh,
okay.
here's a question.
Okay, we have one question. So, Douglas, yeah. When moving a tag, if the tag is moved to a location not allowing in the content type subtree, is that handled? Ah, that's a good question. And I don't know the answer. Eddie should know.
Well, that is not handled because your it's a tricky question. So when you specify a subtree limit in the content type, you basically specify that you can add to a content any tag that is below that subtree limit. But once you move the tag in that subtree, then it will be allowed to be added to the content. So that's why that's where the subtree limit kicks in. The subtree limit does not kick in when you actually move a tag below another tag. I hope that explains the question.
Yeah, I think the thing is that the subtree limitation is only working when you are editing it in the content field.
Exactly, yeah. when you edit the content.
Yeah, so the management interface of tags, it doesn't know about subtree limitation.
I mean, it knows, but it doesn't care because it's not useful for that use case.
Yeah. Okay, we have another question. David, can tags be used for SEO by making them a part of the access URL?
Yes, they can. So you have the option to changing the /tags/view prefix, as well as using the full URL of the tag. So it's basically a simpler form of the URL alias for the tags. So if your tag is located in a subtree called /ez/easy community /easy publish, then you can have your tags view page looking like /tags/easy/community /easy publish, for example.
I'm not sure if David asked about that. I think that David was asking if we can add the tags to the URL of some content. And I think that's purely easy feature where you can actually say that the URL has it's composed for several fields. So, but I don't think we have a.
Oh, you mean the URL alias pattern and object name pattern?
Yeah. Did we ever try to do that?
I really don't think so, but it might work. It might work if you only have one tag, because the toString method of the field type just returns the name of the tag. But it will be a little bit messy if you have a couple of tags attached to the field.
Yeah. Okay, so Damian says it works with the NoActive Easy SEO bundle, so something is working. Okay, any more questions? I think we did 40 minutes. Okay, one more question from David. If I have a site with some tags and develop more tags on a dev or staging server, will migration allow me to merge them, or do I need to replace the live server tags? Okay. We don't support, like we don't have like a migration feature of tags by default or per se, but you could do you can do a script to sync the staging and production, and that's why we also have remote ID for each tag, so that you can track the migration, and you don't duplicate tags or whatever. So there is no script by default, but it should be fairly easy to make one because we have the remote ID in place, so it should not be a problem. What do you think?
There is some support in Calliope migrations bundle for easy tags. I think that Gaetano worked on that. I'm not sure how much support there is because I haven't used it yet, but it's something worth checking out.
Okay. No more questions. I think also we can conclude this short webinar, 43 minutes. That's not short, but okay. Okay, so hi to everybody, and we will, of course, record this and share it later. And thanks for participating, and thanks, Eddie, for doing a demo.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.